he can't play with us. See what his game here taking us. No barber, ain't no fading us. I ain't really saying much. Actions be louder than words.
Well, Coach, the seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. This is fielded a couple yards deep.
Ready, blue 60.
Come on. Man, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball right here. Joker, 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 Joker.
Alert!
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. Johnson's got it complete. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Got you, boy.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
You go tight.
Monday.
You got tight right there.
Hey, orbit.
45's the mark. All right,
Now Stafford looks to throw, fires right side, and that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. This is taken at the 18. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And the Bears take over. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 24. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd and very short, Trubisky. This one into the hands of Burton. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 1st down, Trubisky. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
A Chicago 1st down there on a gain of 11. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Alert!
They go with Chubb on second down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On third down, Trubisky into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here.
Bound to lose one.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack.
It's 3rd and 11.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. From the gun, here's Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Lock in.
A run for Nick Chubb. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
Bears first down.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. We're scoreless after 1.
180!
We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
They run again on first down. Chubb. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Trubisky eluding the pressure right. That's out to Chubb, complete. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Now Trubisky to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Big 20. Hey, Haywood. 45.
Here's Stafford. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20.
Topper!
The shotgun snap for Stafford. Now he'll let it go deep left. He's got a man, complete. A gain there of 30 big ones. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
At the 49-yard line.
Set. Blue 60.
Mike, 58, right there.
I can't believe they let you play.
Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Will Parks. Pass it, and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race, and he will score. Touchdown, Chicago.
Now that was a beautiful play, a pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
You mean with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Point after, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. That'll be taken in the end zone.
Let's go, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. Here's Stafford. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number one.
58, 58, 58, Mike.
You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
Ready. 180. 53. Ready.
They'll run on first down. Johnson. He's got the first down here inside the 30. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson as the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point up and good by Bailey, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line.
The Bears take
We
over
play to win. Let's
at
go.
their own 28-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. Now Trubisky lost the football. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Here we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
And again, it's Chubb. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Whip. Watch the whip.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Here we go on 4th down with Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Check the outs, check the outs, check the outs.
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? Or the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball is moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
On 2nd down now, it's Johnson. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
3rd and 6.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Stafford. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
So the missed field goal, and now they're in great shape. They'll start at the 38. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. They give the Chubb out of the gun. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the 1st.
13 yards. And the Bears first down.
Check the backer.
Now Chubb. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Oh, it's a jet sweep. Here comes Miller. Trey Flowers there on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Trubisky nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Back now at Ford Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Johnson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards.
Hey, give me a radar.
From the gun, Stafford. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
That's a game of 5. Brings up 3rd and 8.
Smooth.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. It's caught, Jones. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the 1st. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Stafford. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And the catch made by Johnson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. It'll be a 2-yard gain. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Ready. 250. 0.
Shoot! Watch the shoot!
Hey, Red. Hey, wahoo!
45, 45, Mike, 45.
Stay 50, stay 50.
Pull it together.
Look at him.
Stafford looks to throw again. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Stafford now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Johnson. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Got double time.
Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On 3rd and short, going with their tight end. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
6-6, pull it high.
From the gun, a run for Johnson. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
At the 13-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Johnson. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Set, 180.
Third down, and they're going to try the jet sweep. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10.
Well, partner, if we had their entire playbook in front of us, I'm not sure we would have picked out that play as the one to run in that situation. How about the guts of the offensive coordinator? Dialing that one up into great success.
Well, look at this, a tight end carry. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Second and goal from the 1.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
When you're this close to the goal line, you've got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
Now there's the timeout, signaled for with 2 seconds to go. And the field goal unit likely trying to send this one to overtime. So a big kick coming now for Dan Bailey. With 2 seconds left in regulation, this to force overtime. And his kick here is good. And that will knot us up at 10. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this overtime in Week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running from the gun, Johnson. And a short gain down to about the 33. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 5.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied.
Set, 180. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
They go to Johnson again. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Detroit. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it.